on this
Africa.
mercury rule. This is your administration making this decision. Are you critical of it? Why have you stayed silent on this?
You should call Lee Zeldin here and ask him about those. That's not in my. I have a $2.3 trillion agency. I've got
Secretary, you had in your testimony, you wrote an entire report.
I was not part of the hearings. I was not part of that decision. I'm not going to comment on it because I don't know anything about it.
It sounds like pretty convenient amnesia to me, because you wrote a report where you talked about the damage of toxic air and water pollution.
Mercury is absolutely, it's the most powerful neurotoxin that we know of in the universe.
So why are you working for an administration that is doubling the amount of mercury pollution in our air and water?
I am running HHS, and I'm ending the chronic disease epidemic.
I think it sounds like
which
an
is
awful
what
lot.
President Trump wants, and I'm not going to comment on that because I don't know anything about it.
Well, I think that's very convenient for you, and it shows a significant degree of cowardice. It's not just mercury. President Trump in July 2025 granted 50 chemical plants.
Why don't you ask me something that I'm in charge of instead of other things?
Are you not in charge of healthcare and human services?
Yeah, HHS.
And you wrote a report about how we want to make sure that our kids.
What you're asking me about is not a decision that's being made by my agency. Why don't you ask me about something, and I won't ask you about something that's happening in the United States Senate.
Sir, I'm happy to talk about what's going on in the United States Senate. I'd be happy to talk about the damages that mercury pollution did. I think it's pretty disturbing.
I'm telling you what I know, which is mercury is a toxin. We should be minimizing the exposures to that in the environment. I don't know anything about the particular. Running this agency is a big job, and it's pretty consuming.
Well,
so I don't get into what the other agencies are doing.
I think this sounds like a pretty simple story to
Why
me.
don't you ask me something that's happening in my agency?
I think if
you ask me about a decision that I've made.
You wrote a report. You wrote a report talking about what we need to do to make our kids healthy.
I've admitted it. You're talking in circles. I've said.
I think it's pretty disturbing to me that you don't want to talk about a doubling of mercury pollution.
I don't want to talk about.
You've spent a career about this.
I don't want to talk about a regulation or a policy that I don't know anything about.